really did put kind of a good stamp in bringing back that Looney Tunes lore that Warner Brothers had for a minute, and
mixing it with live action. It was pretty groundbreaking for the time it came out. I think I was
man.
We had to be. I was in third grade. You were probably in fourth grade at the time.
Yeah, I was like in fourth grade. Yeah, at the time.
It's insane to think about. I can still remember that coming out and getting the VHS with the little medallion, the extra shit when they would give you like prizes with your movie and stuff. Insane.
Damn, bro! What a time to be alive at that point, right?
It's all about the clamshell cases, my friend.
Damn. Ain't anybody that's under 21 doesn't understand what the fuck we're talking
They're like, what? What language is he speaking right now?
Isn't it funny? Like we could talk like that. Like I feel like an old man saying that.
Yeah. Are we ready for the Rex, guys?
Yeah, we should do some Rex, dude.
All right.
Ready for that.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
All right, Tiny, you want to start us off?
All right, I want to confirm this rec because Wesley already wrecked this. I think it was last week, but it's the movie Come Play. We were talking about that I should watch it, and I gave the chance like last night or something. Yeah, last night, and it was awesome movie. I'm glad this came out during this time and the effort this movie did for the kid with that's autistic, and it's a wonderful movie and it has beautiful touches all around. This movie was definitely awesome, and people should check this out, especially since many think horror is going down. I think this one has a different touch, and I believe people should watch this. It's very fun too how they played with this movie with the monster and the kid's autism, and like how they used everything, and the kids these days that use phones, and kids people that need help and use phones for that help. I'm glad they played on that too, which was pretty dope. Come Play, dude. Very good movie. I would think it's a solid like 8 for me in horror. It's pretty dope.
That's rad, dude. Thanks for checking out my rec. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wanted to re-rec it because Come Play was really interesting. I've been telling my friends about it, and it's really good, dude. I honestly, this movie is dope, dude. And I like their take on autism and spooky time stories on an app. Like that was fucking crazy.
And how they manipulated the property of SpongeBob. Like I'm never gonna see SpongeBob the same way after that movie, dude. It's fucking brilliant.
The SpongeBob for us, we grew up around SpongeBob too, so it's just like it's pretty dope. Watch Come Play. That's one of my first recs. My second rec is Attack on Titan, because it's season 4 and final season is out, and this should be not the entire season. They're releasing it one episode at a time right now on Hulu, but it's their final season, and this should be the most stressful, deadliest season of all the seasons to come on Attack on Titan. And I think if you guys haven't dove into that, you guys should. It's a very good show, Attack on Titan, and it's on its final episodes, so give it a shot. Only 4 seasons.
Nice.
Those are my recs.
Very nice.
Nice.
Diego?
I want to rec something that I think fucking you are going to be surprised that I watch, and it's going to be Daniel Isn't Real.
Oh.
I knew you were going to like it. So I've been, of course, I've been watching a lot of Shudder. So really one of the movies that I was just like astonished that had never seen or heard of. And I remember you wrecked it, right?
We talked about it last week, but I didn't wreck it on the show. But we talked about how much we enjoyed it together. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. If you guys have Shudder, I highly recommend checking it out. It is a badass movie. To me, I feel like I fell in love with horror with this movie.
Yeah, that's always good, dude.
And yeah, and then the next one is actually going to be The Mandalorian.
Don't tell anything to Wes.
I'm not going to spoil anything, to Wes. But like, I feel like I'm wrecking it maybe once every 2 weeks. But
hey, man,
it's so good though.
Those episodes are once every 2 weeks. It feels like shit,
dude. Like
I know.
Dude, it's so amazing. Like the fact that this show doesn't have to do anything with now it does, but like, you know, it didn't have to do with any Jedi, and now like everything is kind of cool. It's like, if for a lot of people, to me, it feels like an old samurai movie.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
especially the fourth episode. Yeah, it was like that.
And so I love it, dude. I think it's brilliant. I think doing a great job with this. It's probably one of the only properties that Disney is really doing wonders with right now, you know? I'm not saying they're not doing a lot of stuff, but they're doing this stuff, especially because they have the backing of, I forget this guy's name. He directed Elf. What's this guy's name?
John Favreau?
Yes.
Favreau, yeah.
Yes, John Favreau is amazing. John Favreau is the shit. He knows what he's doing. Which they should give him a little bit more properties to fuck with, you know?
Yeah. I really liked, and I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but he did the Jungle Book live action movie, and I thought that was really good.
I thought that was really good. I even thought that he did a really good Lion King.
He did Disney's, right? Not the Mowgli one? Okay.
No, Mowgli I think is for Netflix, right?
Yeah, and it was it's like a mini series, like episodes. The Jungle Book came out before that, and it was like a film, but Mowgli is like a series, I think. But Mowgli is just as good, in my opinion, too.
And it's fire, dude. I love it. But yeah, you know, shout out to him for making a real, and actually going back to the source material about Star Wars, you know. I feel like he really took his time, especially hearing them talk on shows and podcasts about what inspired The Mandalorian. It's just amazing to hear, you know. So yeah, those are my two recs.
Hell yeah!
Nice, man. All right, now we got Wes.
All right, so obviously, since we went back into lockdown, I've been able to catch up and watch a lot more stuff than usual. So I have two brand new recs for you. The first one is Freaky, which just came to VOD. It's got a solid 83 on Rotten. Catherine Newton and Vince Vaughn are brutal, fun, and hilarious in this campy, progressive slasher. You can check it out now on VOD. It should be available to rent or buy on all the streaming platforms right now that allow you to do that. Very, very fun stuff. Playing with all the tropes. Very smart. It's done by the director of Happy Death Day. If you enjoyed that film, this is like an R-rated outing for you, and man, they make it count. So good. Vince Vaughn is so funny. I loved it, and I hope you guys will check it out based on my rec.
For sure. Freaky?
Yeah, Freaky. I guess the original.
Freaky and I freak Night.
The original, the working title for it was Freaky Friday the 13th, which would have been a fun title. I'm sure they couldn't get the licensing for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and then my other rec is The Sound of Metal. So
Sound of Metal.
my write-up for this is how does a musician in the heavy music world adapt once their hearing starts to rapidly disintegrate? Find out and watch The Sound of Metal now on Prime, featuring Riz Ahmed of Nightcrawler and Venom. This is especially if you're involved in subculture or heavy music at all. It's something that's very, very relatable and very scary as we get older, and this is like a very common thing for musicians. So this movie definitely hit home for me. Riz killed it with the heartbreaking performance, trying to adapt to the to being deaf essentially.
Yeah.
And you can watch it now on Prime if you haven't already. It's got a crispy 96 on Rotten, so it's a near perfect film.
I was gonna say I can relate to that film. I haven't seen it, but because I would go to metal shows and I would come out deaf, dude. I feel like I got out into a different world again, dude. After a metal show, like I don't know, man. I can see people that practice metal all day can just lose their sense of hearing, dude. That sounds like a really good plot. And I need to watch that one specifically.
Yep, it's called The Sound of Metal. Highly recommend it whenever you guys get the chance. Check that out.
Oh yeah.
All right, and now we hit the main focus.
Yes, sir. Your main focus, correct?
Yes, sir.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
All right, so this week's main focus is Black Dynamite. As I said at the top of the show, it's from 2009, runs at 1 hour and 24 minutes. It's rated R. It's got an 83 on Rotten, written by Byron Mins, Michael Jai White, and Scott Sanders, directed by Scott Sanders, starring Michael Jai White, Tommy Davidson, Byron Mins, Kim Whitley, Cedric Yarbrough, Arsenio Hall, Bokeem Woodbine, Tucker Smallwood, amongst tons of others. The film follows Black Dynamite, an ex-CIA agent and kung fu expert who sets out for revenge after realizing his brother has been ruthlessly murdered. Black Dynamite, which acts both as a parody and a homage to the Blaxploitation era. For those who may not know, this was an ethnic subgenre within the exploitation film world. Some notable Blaxploitation films would be Coffee, starring Pam Grier, Shaft, Superfly, and Blackula. Although Black Dynamite is definitely not the first to recreate the aesthetics of films such as these, as you can see, many movies through the years also pay homage to this era. Everything from 1988's I'm Gonna Get You Sucker to 2001's Pootie Tang, 2002's Undercover Brother, or most recently 2019's Dolomite Is My Name with Eddie Murphy. Michael Jai White actually came up with the idea for Black Dynamite himself, being fascinated with the era of the 70s, eventually showing director Scott Sanders pictures of him and several friends dressed up in rented clothes fitting the 70s style as a potential pitch for a film. Needless to say, Sanders was on board. They then shot a trailer for a few $100s before a script had even been written. This was done in order to get financing for the entire film. The script was then finished in under a month, if you could believe that. The film was shot on actual Super 16 color reversal Kodak film, which was later converted to digital for editing purposes. If you pay close attention, you can see certain stock footage was used throughout the film. This was period accurate footage from the Sony Pictures vault. Pretty crazy. Shot for just $2 million and done on a fast shooting schedule, the crew ironically had to step into the mindset of the lower budget 70s films they were idolizing. Overall, Black Dynamite is a massively fun, charming, hilarious, smart, and satirical flick. However, this flick, as are much of the films we discuss on this show, is not going to be a part of everyone's palette. Watch with an open